What's up, everybody? So in this video, I'm going to keep it short and simple as I possibly can. I'm going to be showing you how to create a custom AI song with your voice, step by step from the very beginning all the way to the end, starting with the lyric creation, how we're going to transport that into prompts, putting it in Suno, generating the song, cloning the voice, etc. Let's get right into it. So the programs that we're going to use to do this are going to be ChatGBT, Suno for the song and instrumental generations, and Kits.AI for the voice cloning, and Bandlabs or some type of equivalent editing software that you choose to use. Alright, I'm going to sit here and pop up on the screen all the subscriptions that I have to all these softwares to show you realistically how much it costs. Now, luckily with most of these, you could do a trial and then cancel if you don't like it. I currently use a top tier of each one just to get the full benefits out of it, but that's just my preference. Okay, right away we're going to jump right into it. So let's say if you have your own lyrics that you already know you want to write, you can skip this step. But let's say you don't have any lyrics and you're not as creative, kind of like me. What you're going to do is go into ChatGPT, and what I like to do is just type in what you're feeling, your day or whatever it is. For example, I'm going to type in exactly how my day went, and I'm going to tell it to write lyrics based off what I'm saying. I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, and as you can see, I finished writing how my day went. You don't have to worry too much about proper grammar. ChatGPT will fix that. But at the bottom, when you're done, you're going to state that you wanted to write lyrics based off what you said above, and then you're going to hit generate. Okay, and as you can see, it wrote the lyrics for me. Now, as you notice, the sound structure is verse, hook, verse, hook. Now, that's just my preference. Now, you can tell it to write the lyrics however you want, whether you want 2 verses, 3 verses, no hooks, a bridge, intro, however you want your song structure to be. The same thing with the rhyme pattern. It could be very simple or it could be very technical. However you want, you can do that. But for the purpose of this video, I'm doing it based off the template that I have. So, we're going to move on now. Okay, now that we created our lyrics, we're going to take that and we're going to copy and paste it going back to Suno, and we're going to post that right in the lyrics box. Once we do that, we're going to go back to ChatGPT, and now we're going to figure out the style of the making of the song. So if we want it to be upbeat, rap, whatever we want, we're going to make a prompt for that. Okay, heading back over to ChatGPT, we're going to go to the same chat that we were just in, and we want to keep it consistent so it remembers what we're talking about. And in here, we're going to type in the style of what the song we want it to sound like. So I'm going to tell it that I want like an upbeat rap song. Make me a prompt for this, as you see here. Now, as you see, there's a lot of data here, but we're only going to take the first part. The first part is the most important. You can take all of it, but I would just focus on the first part that I'm going to copy and paste, and we're going to go ahead and take that and put that in the Styles tab on Suno. And if you notice, you'll see why doing prompts like this in ChatGPT is so much more effective and specific and detailed, because if you go back to Suno, as you see here, they have very vague styles that you can choose from, which Suno is generated randomly, so if you're a person that has something specific in mind or you want specific details, you have to tell it exactly what you want it to do. And then I'm going to hit generate. Okay, and now once we hit create, it's going to automatically generate 2 songs every time we press that button. Now you do have to give it some time to load the songs fully, and then just in a moment we're going to get a preview of it. Now that the song is done, let's see what it sounds like.
Red light shows not to block. I picture the door, yeah, and the sound of a pause. Yeah, all they chasing that moment. Yeah, no pause in my thoughts. Simple and stacking, I feel them alive. Peace in.
Okay, Okay, now that we plan to use that song, I'm going to like it so that way it doesn't get lost with all the other songs in here, considering usually you'll be generating a lot of them. So I'm going to go over to the three dots and I'm going to click on Get Stems. Now, as you see, you'll have two options. You can get all the stems or just the vocals and instrumental. I would suggest doing just the instrumental and vocals just in case you don't like the song or the clone doesn't come out right, so that way you don't waste 50 credits. Now, if you're like me and you have a lot of credits, then it's not that big a deal, but I would just go with vocals and instrumental only first for 10 credits. Okay, and now once you click that, it's going to load the stems, so we're going to give that a second to load up. And then once they finally do, you're going to click on the download button and download them both to your preference of location, and then we're going to go to the next step. Alright, now for the fun part. Here's where we actually will be cloning our voice, but first we have to read a script. Now you want to give it about 15 minutes of good vocals. I will have the script down in the description, so if you want to download that or copy and paste that and then just read off of that and follow it by word, and then you're going to save those files and then you're going to upload them into the next part, which you're going to see here. Alright, next we're going to go to create a voice and we're going to go to professional voice cloning, and then this is where you're going to upload your files from the 15-minute prompt that you read. Now, I definitely would advise to have a good mic and no background noise, because however this comes out naturally, it's going to clone it that same way. So you want to keep it as good, tight, and clean as possible. Okay, now based off your 15 minutes of vocals, it should take about 2 to 3 hours, give or take. And then you're just gonna name it, say it's for rapping or singing, whatever you choose. It'll prompt you when it comes, but it shouldn't take that long for it to generate. And then once that's done, you can come back. Okay, now that your clone is ready to use, we're gonna be here and we're gonna go to wherever we downloaded the instrumental and the vocals from that song, and we're going to drag and paste it inside the first slot of the voice changer. And then we're going to click the clone that we just did, so that way it's going to voice change the audio that we put in there to our voice clone that we did. Okay, once we get to this point, we are almost done. Now, if you notice, it says the pitch correction is high. Now, that only means whatever voice you did in your script when you did your model, it's basing your tonality off of that. So you can easily go to the settings, adjust your pitch high, low. It can make your voice deeper. It can make your voice, more high pitched. But you want to find that perfect balance. And as you'll see on here, it'll have it marked for you as an okay, too high, good, or great. You always want to go for at least the good or the great, just for the perfect pitch that matches your clone that you did. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the pitch on here and click apply changes. Okay, now that that's done, we can see we have both files here. So we have the file from the original song and we have the file and vocals from our clone. Now let's see what it sounds like when we look at ourselves.
Friday survived, long hours carved into the clock. Traffic eased up, every red light shows not the block. I picture the door.
Okay, so that sounds good. So now I'm going to show you to do the next step. Now keep in mind that the clone is not going to be 100% perfect. That's part of the reason why this next step is very crucial, especially if you want to perfect it as much as you can and you want to catch every little mishap that the clone could have did. Because remember, the clone doesn't just pick up the vocals only. It picks up the vocals, it picks up small little sound effects, everything. So this is where if you want to get the cleanest vocals and you want to cut and mute every little thing aside from just clean vocals, this is how we do it. Okay, now that we're in Vegas or Bandlabs or whatever editing software you choose to use, we're going to start here. So here's our audio clip. I'm going to start at the beginning where I see the vocal starting, and let me play it to see how it sounds. Okay, and I don't know if you caught it, but there was a little small humming noise right in here. Even though it's blank, I still hear it. So what I normally do is I'll edit bar for bar. So here would be the first bar, quote unquote. So I edit from here where I know the vocals stop, and here I'll mute that. And now let me play it again. And then I'd stop it right there. boom, do the same thing. So basically for every bar you do, I always like to clean it up and mute it if necessary. Now here, I don't think I have to, because that's just gonna be, let me see what that says. That's just me saying yeah. So I can keep that, but I would probably do, I cut it right here, go there, mute it, and then you see it fluently goes. So it goes there, it pauses, then I say yeah, and then it goes right into the next bar, and then I'm going to do the same thing all throughout the thing. But the key is I have to listen to this whole thing to weed out the imperfections of the clone, if it made any. But overall, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go through the entire clip because that'd be very long. So, but this is just the gist of it, and once you're done with this, all you would do is render it out, or save the whole video as a whole, and then go from there, and then you have your vocals. Now, if this is too much for you, I do offer the service on Fiverr or Fiverr, whatever you want to call it, and I could do this service for you. I do it relatively cheap. It's not too expensive. So if anybody's interested, I will leave my link to it in the description. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.